So I have an interesting video today, and that will be to review a little book called the Redstone Handbook, written by Nick Farwell. And to be honest, this little book, which, I mean, it looks cool, it's like Minecraft, and it's got that kind of modern appeal to it. It's not that bad. I mean, I actually read through some of the redstones and got some insight to working with redstone a little bit more in a complex way that I didn't know about before. So hey, this book isn't bad. But there is one little thing I want to make fun of in this book. Since I am a big, I don't know if I'd call myself a Minecraft history buff because that sounds a little weird, but since I've gone through a lot of the old versions of Minecraft and like reviewing sort of what old Minecraft was like and making all my videos, I've gotten to know the history of Minecraft pretty well. And this doesn't have it on that well. So let's read this. And this is all about redstone dust. So, redstone dust and torches were first introduced in alpha. That is correct. Now, what I think is kind of interesting is they say they were introduced in alpha, as if to say they were added in alpha, here's what's next. But this is the next thing he says. Repeaters were introduced in the official redstone release Alpha 1.3.1. That version doesn't exist. Alpha only goes to 1.2.6. So maybe he meant Beta 1.3.1. Apparently that doesn't exist either. I mean, he might have meant Beta 1.3.0 in a sense, because that's when repeaters were added in. Why the 3.1? I don't know why that is there. In modern 1.3.1, redstone repeaters were added in with the jungle temple thing that spawns in. So I'm not too sure where he got that mixture of Alpha 1.3.1 from. The next thing he says, I'll just keep going because it's the same sentence. When it also became possible to obtain redstone by trading with villagers. So, oh, that's really inaccurate. He says Alpha 1.3.1 is when redstone was added, so maybe he meant Beta 1.3. And then he says that is the same time when it became possible to trade redstone with villagers, which came in Beta 1.8, almost a year ahead. That whole sentence is just lots of fallacies. Let's keep reading. Witches who also sometimes drop redstone were introduced in Alpha 1.4.2. Now, Alpha 1.4.2. Okay, we've gotten farther into versions that don't exist. I don't know what to make of this because I think it's modern 1.4 that witches were added in. So maybe I think the version is actually correct with 1.4.2 modern? I mean, even if he meant, like, before official, he still says Alpha 1.4.2. Let's keep reading. Which were followed by, so he said witches were added, and then witches were followed by pistons in Alpha 1.7. Which we're getting even farther into versions that don't exist. I mean, this is exactly what it says. If you were to freeze frame this, I assure you that's what it says. Hopefully that didn't completely blow out copyright infringement of some sort. Or if you could even see it because of low resolution. So, apparently pistons were added in Alpha 1.7 after witches and after villagers. Okay, so it's obviously Beta 1.7 that he meant, but still, the order is so out of whack here because of his numbers. And then the last thing he says, version 1.5, official. It doesn't say alpha, beta, or anything. AKA the official Redstone update was released in March 2013. Or, not the official Redstone update, the added on to Redstone update in modern. So, the last thing he says is actually correct, and the first thing he says is correct, and everything in the between is totally off. So I think it's kind of funny how he mentions 1.5 modern is the Redstone update, and then as if everything else before that was alpha, It's 1.5, so everything else before that couldn't be alpha. Oh well. I just had to poke a little fun at that, because my sister got me this for Christmas, and I was reading through that part, and I was like, well, that's a little interesting. But that's not the real reason why I made this video, unless you just came here randomly to hear me talk about that. The rest is going to be related to the channel currently. Please go subscribe to Bulltonian, which I will throw a link to his channel down in the description. He is making a New Frontier Craft survival series, and I think he's kind of a cool guy, and he makes some interesting videos. And he's just currently testing Pre-9, just making a series. Go check him out. The other thing is, I am making the biggest video I have ever posted on this channel, and it might take me a little while because school came back around and was like, hey, do you want some homework? And I'm like, no, I don't want any homework. And he's like, no, you want homework. And I'm like, okay, I guess I don't have a choice. So I just got loaded on with homework again, and it's probably going to slow down the production of this video a good while. So stay tuned is basically what else this video is saying. Because there might not be anything for another week or so. And that's why it's also been kind of quiet. Because I'm working on a big video. So yeah, sorry that the server is pretty much dead at the moment. I mean, it's probably going to be half dead for a while still, because 1.8.4 official isn't done yet. And once that's done, things start moving. But it's been a long while. Also, on the decision related to whether I'm going to raise the ocean level or not with the height level, I'm going to totally push that off until much later in NFC, because right now, that's just a little too much. Only 3 people put in their votes, and I couldn't really make any judgment off that. So, currently what I'm going to do is, possibly much later in NFC, I will raise the ocean level with the height level. I think that's what I'm going to do. So then, it'll be still as, like, kind of equal to the current terrain gen. It's just the stone's going to be deeper, so things will actually not be as spread out as much. It's just, if I double the height, I'll double the ore in it, I'll double the distance of everything, so it would just basically be a longer trench you'd have to make down to the ground, but everything else would be about the same in terms of comparison of height relative to each other, and of the amount of ore, and blah blah blah. I don't know, maybe I won't change that and I'll just increase the height level at some point. But right now, my goal is to balance the ore system, get 1.8.4 out, get the new, or just get New Frontier Craft moving with a new ad, I think. And I'll explain after the big video what New Frontier Craft's main new goal will be. Also, I don't think Zexon / Quentin will be in any videos anymore, not because we're clashing, but because he's kind of moved out of the place, and I probably won't see him as much, and when I do, I won't be like, yo, let's record. I'm going to be like, yo, let's hang out. So, I don't really think he's going to be in any videos anymore. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please stay tuned. Oh yeah, also, I don't think Zexon / Quentin will be in any videos anymore. Not because we are now,